Good morning, everyone. This is Dan with Senior E-Bike Nation. Hope you're having a great morning. I'm going to get out and ride my Blix Sol Eclipse today. Haven't done a review on it in a few days, so yeah, let's get out and ride, and I will see you on the trail. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan with Senior E-Bike Nation. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a really good day. Today we're going to do about a 16 to 18 mile ride, and we're going to be reviewing again the Blix Sol Eclipse. It is my 26-inch cruiser. Haven't had it out in a little while, so we need to get out and ride it, get another review in for the company. Yeah, it's a very comfortable cruiser. Of course, I reviewed the Magnum Metro X yesterday. It's my other cruiser bike that I have. And so I wanted to get out these in succession so you guys can kind of compare these two videos and hear what I got to say about likes and dislikes of this bike, or both bikes for that matter. Yeah, it's a beautiful, gorgeous day today. And gonna have to get back on the road. They got the gate closed to the school again. I think they're doing some paving work up there. So far I put on 88 miles on this bike. So we'll add another 16 to 18 miles today. And I'm riding in pedal assist 4, and I'm doing right around 15 miles an hour. Now this bike is definitely restricted at 20 mile an hour, either on your pedal assist levels or your throttle only. You are restricted to 20, and I'm okay with that. It's a cruiser bike. It's not supposed to be built for speed at all. So we're going to get out and ride it today. Yeah, we'll be taking the trail up to the blessing box, and I'll drop a couple things off in the blessing box, and then we'll head on up the trail to the bridge like we always do. Yeah, I wish more e-bike companies would come out with turn signals on these things. There are a couple bikes out there like that, but not many. Coming on bike trail. Yeah, it just throttles right up the hill. Yeah, I'll probably stay in pedal assist 4 on the ride today. I may do 5 on coming back. We'll see. I'll see what the battery does. But yeah, this is one of those cruisers, if you kill your battery, this bike is light enough that you can drop your gears down to about 2 or 3, and you can ride this bike very easily without pedal assist or throttle. So my hat's off to Blix for that little, whatever they did, weight of the bike, I don't know. That's got a lot to do with it. But yeah, it's made for a very easy ride without the battery. And if you're having to ride 3 to 5 miles away from home because you drain your battery, you're going to want to have a bike that's fairly light to get you where you want to go without a motor and a battery. Couple bikers on the trail, a few walkers up here. I wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple e-bike company, or e-bike influencers, you may call them. I want to give a shout out to Richard down at E-Bike and Adventures. He's down in Florida, I think Sarasota area. And I'd like to give another shout out to Russ's Ride up in Chicago area. Both of them had great channels. Go ahead and visit them on my recommendation. So those are a couple that I really like watching their channels. Yeah, this bike's got some really good torque too. I mean, I just pushed that throttle all the way down and it just, it jumped right out there. We're coming up here on the blessing box, so we'll drop a couple things off and we'll continue our ride up the trail. Got that little stop sign right there at entering the parking lot area. Alrighty, see what I got that I brought. I think I got some ramen noodles today that I'm dropping off in the blessing box. Boy, pretty empty today. Got some mac and cheese and 4 boxes of that and 3 cans of corn and green beans, and that's it. So I had them ramen noodles back in there and hope somebody else will help out here a little bit. Several people donate to this as well as myself. So yeah, little free pantry, take what you need, donate what you can, feed the creek. Buckle up my bag here again. Okay, we'll continue our ride here on down the trail. Got a bunch of bikers back there getting ready to go on a group ride, looks like. I probably ought to start a Facebook group around here. That's what Richard does down in Florida for e-bike riders. He said he's got like 100 people now that signed up on that, and he gets 10 to 12 show up on any given ride, which is a good group, and you don't really want too many groups any bigger than that, because people get lost from each other pretty easily when you got a lot of stop signs and stop lights and things of that nature. So yeah, I'm gonna probably go and start one of them groups, see if I can get some other e-bikers interested. On your left. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll probably ride my Rusher Komoda, and then we'll do the Rusher Ovia 2 days in succession there. And Friday I'll probably ride my Zoda Zephyr. So probably get out all 5 bikes out this week and review each one of them. Yeah, I need to get these brakes adjusted just a little bit. Yeah, this bike's got a lot of torque on takeoff. Get you across them intersections pretty easily. On your left. Yeah, that's a nice leisurely ride down the trail today. I seen a deer coming back yesterday, but I wasn't taping, so that seems to be my MO. Every time I seem to come back where I'm not taping, I see a deer on the trail. Occasionally I'll see one on the way where I'm going. So hopefully one of them will pop out so we can see him today. That bell is not very loud on this bike. Yeah, sometimes the problem with those horns that the bikes put out on these, they're so loud that it really scares people when you come up on them. So I kind of just barely hit the horn so they can hear me, but not lay on the horn, because it'll just scare them out, just scare the crap out of people. You see them jump back and everything else, which is really, that's the intent, to let people know you're coming. But yeah, I've reached out to some other bike companies. I got a couple more coming. I haven't got any shipping dates yet. I know there's one supposed to come towards the end of July. And I've got a couple other ones that are interested in me, and they're I'm waiting to get back with me. But it's nice just to get out and get on one of the cruisers where I can do a limited speed, 15 to 20 mile an hour. Got to tighten up my mirror a little bit. It keeps coming a little looser. On your left. But yeah, I want to thank Blix for sending this bike to me. I've done several reviews on it already, but I really want to get a bike out to, it's got about 100 to 200 miles on it, and then do a review at each one of those plateaus of mileage, because that's really when you're going to be able to review a bike more accurately, because you're getting the feel of the bike on the first few rides, and then you're really putting it through its paces and its test when it's got a lot more miles on it. On your left. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the reviews on these bikes. Some of the things you'd like to see me do or change. I really like the handle grips on these. They don't move at all. I noticed I was watching Richard down at E-Bike Reviews and Adventures channel yesterday, and he was not really reviewing but doing a test ride on the Deer Mini. I think Magicycle puts that out, and he was talking about how loose the handle grips were on that bike when he got it out of the box. So he had already ordered better grips to put on his bike, and I have found that out. Actually, it might have been my Cyrusher Komodo. I found out the same thing. It's not real loose, but it's just a little loose. Now, hot weather will play a factor on that and some other things. We've come about 4 miles now. We have no battery drainage at all or degradation. Another one of them stop signs nobody ever stops at, but like I said, I really try to make it a practice to stop at every stop sign. Need to follow all the bike laws the best we can. If we see a deer, it may be down through here somewhere. This is one of the spots they really like crossing. You got a natural creek over to the right here, about 100 yards, and then you got a little drainage area there on the left, and a lot of times them deer will run those areas. Now, when I get my fat tire bikes out the next 3 days, I will be doing a little bit of off-road riding down around the creek back over there, kind of really straight across from me now, and we'll do a little nature ride there, you may call it. Of course, they're all nature rides, but when you get off-road a little bit or off-trail, they're pretty cool to do. But we've had some beautiful weather. We had some good rain last week. We really need it for our gardens. All my tomatoes that I planted from seed, a lot of them are now starting to ripen. I've been picking cherry tomatoes, sun golds primarily, that really did well this year. I mean, I'll sample one every now and then when I'm picking them, but I pick them for my wife because she really loves those things. She'll put them in a bowl and just have a snack on those cherry tomatoes. And that's what makes me happy. When she's happy, I'm happy. I guess I better say that after 52 years worth of marriage, yeah. But I truly met my childhood sweetheart. I met her through her girlfriend. They was out walking one day, and I liked the other girl, but she didn't like me, so. But as soon as I laid my eyes on my wife, I knew she was it. And I was probably 17 at the time. So I'm 71 now. We were engaged a couple years, and I went into the Navy, and once I got out of the military, we got married. Had 2 sons. They're in their late 40s now, both of them doing very well. And 5 grandchildren later, and got a great grandchild as well. Showing my age for sure. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think on yesterday's video. For seniors, you need to get out and ride. You need to get out and enjoy nature. Rather be like that guy right back here who's on a recumbent bike. I see him all the time. On your left. And I put a video out on fear that seniors have riding these things. They fear they may fall. They fear that they're just not capable of riding an e-bike. But this style of e-bike I'm riding today, I believe most seniors could ride this, even people with disabilities, because the step-through area is so low on this bike, you really don't even have to lift your leg up hardly. And you're on the bike. And with these wraparound handlebars that you see, very comfortable. Once you learn the trail and where you can go and ride, and on your left, you'll enjoy yourself much better. I mean, when I get out like this and ride, I forget about everything that's going on at home. All the chores I got to do, things I need to get done around the house. That honey-do list she always makes out, I never get to the bottom of that thing. She just keeps refilling it. But you just get out and ride like this. As I mentioned before, this is absolutely the best investment I ever made when I bought my first e-bike. I've actually bought 2 of them. And I think I've had 5 of them sent to me now in the last year. So I really appreciate that. That's God's blessing right there. He gets the glory. Now, coming to winter time, I'll still be riding, but I won't be riding in the snow and the ice. That's just too dangerous for me at my age. I don't need to fall and break a hip or something of that nature, so I will do some riding in the winter as long as they're in snow and ice on the trail. I'll be out. Cold weather does not bother me. I can be out of 10 degrees, it doesn't matter. But you do got to remember when you're out like that, you're going to degrade your battery by 30 to 40% at least. So your 30-mile rides may be 16 to 18 miles, and you're going to drain that battery. One thing about cold weather, lithium batteries don't like cold weather at all. On your left. Now I've done safety on batteries. I no longer charge them in my house. My wife got on me about that. I did purchase a bunch of fireproof bike bags. It says fireproof on them, so I don't know about explosions, but I know they're fireproof. It says right on it. And I've got the link down in the description box of those battery bags. And those are really good to have when you're charging your battery. You can put your battery right inside that bag and zip it up. And I don't zip it all the way. I want a little air to get in there, because them can get pretty hot. Not so much the battery, but the charger I don't leave in the bag. I put that charger outside. That charger can get pretty warm as well. And you never want to charge a battery when you go to bed, and you definitely don't want to charge it when you're gone. Those are two no-nos as far as I'm concerned. On your left. Yeah, I believe it's just that back tire doing that rubbing there. I'm going to get some brake cleaner on there and see if we can get that rubbing sound out of there when I get back. We're about a half a mile now from our halfway point. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I'll be putting out some more safety videos, things that you should need to do as far as dressing appropriately for safety, and some bike safety on what we call rail trails, which I'm on right now. Bike safety on the road. Different animal when you're on the road, let me tell you. You absolutely got to keep your head on a swivel, and always remember situational awareness when you're riding on the road. There's so many things can happen very quickly. I have done some previous videos, but I'll continue doing those, because senior people especially, and younger people, need to know these things. I've seen so many, not just e-bikers, but people riding bikes that are not wearing helmets. And I can't tell you how dangerous that is. I mentioned on an earlier video, I was riding across a bridge one day, and there was a little hill that went down into the bridge. Not a very long bridge, just to get across the creek. A wooden bridge. And I wasn't on my e-bike, I was on a 10-speed. A truck 10-speed, and as I hit that bump right at the bottom, I hit the brakes going onto that bridge. Well, I went over the top of my bike. My bike landed right on top of me. Fortunately, I wasn't hurt, and I'll tell you why. I had a bike helmet on, and I'm gonna tell you what, I hit that bridge hard with my head. That is the importance of wearing helmets. I don't care how experienced you are, how much pride you have that you don't need to have one of those. I highly encourage you to wear a helmet at all times. This guy I see all the time on the trail. Morning.
Morning, Dan.
Shamefully, I cannot remember his name. He always remembers mine, though. He's out here walking every single day. A couple weeks ago, he just had a heart catheter procedure at 5:30 in the morning. When I was out riding at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, his doctor specifically told him, do not ride your bike today. Well, what's he do? He's out riding his bike. I'm sorry. He was not out riding his bike. He was out walking. And his surgeon told him, don't do that. And his wife was also a nurse and told him also not to do that, but he did anyway. He's kind of like me, a little stubborn in some areas. But he's probably in his mid-50s, but once you get up around 70, like I am, I'll be 72 in November, you got to do things much carefully and listen to what the doctors have to say, because they know what they're talking about. They've seen enough people at different age levels where they know what they're capable of. We're going to go on the other, excuse me, the other side of the bridge, and we'll get off this bike and then we'll talk about it. Now, a couple items I may have to correct. I can't remember everything about these bikes. I should have done a little bit of reading on it, but I didn't before I left. So if I have any corrections on the description of the bike, I'll put that right at the time I'm talking about it on the video. So yeah, let me get off this thing and we'll talk about it. First, I'm gonna get this pedal assist down to 0, because I don't like getting in off and on this bike. With this throttle, especially on your left hand, you don't want to step off that bike with that pedal assist on, because that bike's going to take off on you. That's one thing as far as safety on an e-bike you guys got to remember. So anyway, let's talk about the bike a little bit. I'm going to take my helmet off here. Talk about the helmet real quick, since I'm taking it off here. This is the Nito XNITO helmet. Very comfortable. It's got these flashing lights in the back, solid, that mode off. I like to keep it on that one. And it's also got a light right there. So this one has been crash tested at about 28 miles an hour. This bike helmet is very comfortable, very sturdy, and I highly recommend this company. And I have a link down in my description box for this helmet. I think you get a discount off of this. So if you guys decide you want to buy a bike helmet, we appreciate when you guys always go to the description box, because we get a little commission on it, but also helps our channel growth as well. So yeah, it's a little bit about the helmet. Okay, again, this is the Blix Sol Eclipse. This is a cruiser style e-bike, obviously. Get my coffee out of here. And as you can see, the step-through frame, how low it is, very low. So it's very easy to get on and off this bike. And the wraparound handlebars, great design on this handlebars. I just really can't say enough about that. And this bike, let me get these panniers lifted up. This bike has a 750 watt rear hub motor, and it's got a Shimano tourney derailleur, and it has also got a 48 volt, this may be a 14 amp hour battery. I cannot remember, be honest with you, but I'll put that on the video what it is. And it's got an off and on switch as well on this, so you can shut the battery off right here or turn it back on, and there's your charging port here as well. So yeah, it sits very nicely down back behind the seat post. And you definitely want to make sure this battery is in the locked position horizontally, because if you don't, this battery will bounce off that cradle and you're going to lose power. That's a couple things I noticed on the first ride I did on this. So yeah, and it's got a twist for your gears here. I like that. Not many bikes have that, but that is very nice Shimano, they call it a Revo shift. Never heard of that before. I just noticed that on this bike. And it's also got Tektro hydraulic brakes on it. Very comfortable. It's got 160 millimeter rotors on it. I love the little design of their emblem here for Blix. And this bike comes in 2 or 3 different colors. This one came in this blue. I didn't order it that color, but that's what they sent me, so very nice. And then the display is a very nice one. It's got the bars up here. Now you would think the bars would go down to the left, but when they go down, they go to the right, which I thought was a little bit odd, but anyway. And your pedal assist mode is right here. As you can see, you can go up to about pedal assist 5. Pedal assist 1 will get you probably 6 to 8 mile an hour. Pedal assist 2 probably get you about 10 to 11. Pedal assist 3 is about 13 to 14. Pedal assist 4 is right around 15. And pedal assist 5 will get you max, which is 20 mile an hour. So that's a few things about the pedal assist. They have a nice neck on this where you can adjust this here, which makes it very nice. You can go in and out with that on the adjustment. And it's got a decent headlight on it. I think they did a very good job on the wire management here. You don't see wires just hanging out everywhere. Everything pretty much is going right back into the down tube. So very nicely done, Blix. Now this bike came with a couple things already on it that normally they don't sell on this bike. And I'll put the price of this. I cannot exactly remember how much it was, but I'll put it in the description box, the price of this bike. They sent this with these fenders, which I don't think, those are optional when you buy the bike at the base price. And then they also sent these panniers for me. I just love these panniers. This is the best style pannier I've ever seen. Very deep, got their little logo on there, but they're very deep and you can put so many different things in there. And it also came with the bike rack, which is not standard on this model as well. But other than that, it has been a very comfortable bike. I can't say enough about the comfort on this thing. I highly recommend you guys look at this bike if you're going to look at the cruisers. There's several different bike companies now that have cruisers. This, so far, on the 3 cruisers that I've had, this is definitely the most comfortable. I think these tires are maybe 2.4 on the size of them. It's not considered a fat tire at all. But let's talk about the accessories that I purchased also with this bike. I got an alarm system down here, as you can see this. It's down the description box. It's a very good alarm for this bike. If you're going to go to the bathroom real quick or stop in somewhere, and you just move this bike a little bit, that alarm's going to go crazy. And I also purchased these hand beam mirrors. Love these mirrors. I put them on most of my bikes. And I like these style phone holders as well. That was an accessory. And of course the cockpit bar, I call it. That is what this is. And I can mount my GoPro camera up here, or another light if I want it. This bike does not have my real good headlight, you may call it. I don't have it on this bike, but I'm going to purchase so I can put it on this bar. But I've got a description down in the description box of those lights that I buy for this. And it's got a decent bell, but not great. I'm not a real fan of bells, but some people like them. I'd still rather have the horn, even though it scares somebody. They know you're coming. And this has got a thumb twist throttle here too on the left, which I forgot to mention. Very comfortable grips on this bike. Very economically done, and I can't say enough about the grips and the feel of this bike at all. So anyway, that's a little bit about it as far as and I did buy the cup holders, of course. Everything again is down in the description box that I purchased for this bike. Let me get this thing off here. But yeah, if you guys got any comments or things you Want to know more about the bike, just put it down in the comment section. And share and like the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. And as usual, I will see you guys on the next video.